Good morning, everyone. We have been going through this series of the 3 minute talk, for quite some time, and every day we make sure that we have a special guest with us. Today we have got Mohit Kohli, who is the co-founder of Foresight, a next generation, cybersecurity company, and we thought that we will have some quick insights on the current trends of security and something that we have not been openly discussing about, probably about cybersecurity. There are a lot of things that we keep on discussing, but there is one topic that we don't discuss very openly, and probably we are just ignoring it. Should we ignore or should we not ignore? That probably Mohit would tell us. And the topic would be something somewhere around dark web. And welcome, Mohit. Welcome to the 3 minute conversation. And we
Thanks,
hope
Arindam, for
to
calling me.
yeah, we hope to have a good, exciting conversation around a very interesting topic. The dark web. The people are fascinated about this word. They're fascinated by what's happening around it. But just wanted to understand, Mohit. I mean, it's really it's we hear all these terminologies like TOS and bitcoins and all those kind of stuff that's happening around. But what exactly is dark web? What exactly is dark web? Should a person like me or any normal organization who's running its business, who has ensured that they're secured for all the normal attacks, should they worry about dark web? I mean, what is it, and why should anybody worry, or why shouldn't anybody worry? I mean, if you can just throw some light, Mohit, around it.
Right. So in a simple word, right, dark web is just like a dark marketplace wherein you can buy things which are I would say illegal in normal web, right? So if
Hmm.
you want to categorize a web, uh, we as a user, right, you, me, and everybody uses a social web, which is just 4 or 5% of total internet, right? The remaining
Absolutely.
comes from deep web and dark web. Dark web is originally it was initiated by US government project long back to exchange communication securely. Now it is used by a lot of malicious users, hacktivists, hackers, mafias, and many more. Right. So it's like I would say a big retail a web wherein you can buy stuff. You can buy credit card, fake credit, buy credit card, credentials. You can buy fake currencies. You can hire a hacker, right? You can just
Hmm.
even a hacker has a menu card. You can pick and choose based
Wow.
on your needs. So you can even hire a hacker less than your cost of your burger, right? $5 or $10, right? You can hire a hacker for continuous DDoS attack on your competitor, whatnot, right? Just paying $25, you can get a hacker. You can create a custom malware. You can buy. Now coming back to more on the national side, right? National security side, there are activities which are happening around buying and selling of guns, weapons, drugs which are illegal in nature, and there are a lot of campaigns, right? Like assassination campaigns, terrorist activities. So there are a lot of activities which are going on, and the reason is it is not, it is anonymized. I mean, nobody can know who is actually interacting with anybody. In real social web, you have a IP address which you use,
Hmm.
and you can be traced back. In dark web, I mean, you use a sophisticated tools called Tor browsers, which keep on changing your IP, right? So
Great.
it's a different marketplace wherein you can buy, sell whatever you want to do, and then there is no legal boundary to it.
Absolutely. But so again, it's a very alarming alarming things that you have actually disclosed up here. That's point number one. But how does it impact a person like me and an organization? I mean, I understand you said that your credit card credentials might be up for sale, your banking credentials might be up for sale. All right. So am I so important? Is an organization so important? I mean, I understand if it is a Fortune 500 kind of a company or a huge organization probably if you can malign their name, makes sense. But for a normal company, for a normal corporate, how does it impact a normal corporate's business? Does it impact? Does it not impact? Or should we worry or shouldn't we worry about it?
Right. So I will categorize in three buckets, right? First is a user like you and me. If you are
Hmm.
connected to internet in any ways, right? If you are using internet, of course, you need to be vigilant how your credentials, how your identity looks like from outside. What if you have registered, let's say, I mean, if I can ask you, do you know how many sites you have registered on internet so far? I mean, since you have started using internet? No, right?
I'm not
You
sure.
will
I'm
not
not
have
sure.
clue. I would say hundreds of sites you have registered. And do you have clue whether those website has a right security measure? What if that website is breached and your credentials are stolen? Typically, the way people like you and me use, I mean, we use a similar credentials to log in those website, right? We don't have a random password across that.
No,
So
we
if
just
that
use
website
the
is breached,
Gmail.
yeah.
We simply use
So
the Gmail. Yeah.
yeah, so if that website is breached, your complete online identity will go for a toss, right? That's the one. So as a user, as a individual, you need to be vigilant. First, what cybersecurity posture you're following when you're connected to internet, and second is you also need to be vigilant whether your credentials are breached so that you can take a right corrective actions, right? That's the
Correct.
individual side of a story. And there are solutions, right? There are solutions. I'll talk about it later on. But now coming back to enterprise, right? So enterprise, I can categorize in three ways. Enterprise, which is connected to internet, can be any enterprise, whether it is going through a digital transformation journey, whether it has attained a digital transformation journey, or a plain enterprise which is just doing their business as usual. For them also it is far more important to understand who is their enemy, right? If you don't know your enemy, how will you protect? So it
Absolutely.
is very important to understand what's happening on dark web. What is the threat intelligence information that may be relevant for your organization or for your industry. And
Absolutely.
second is what these threat actors talking about you as an individual organization or as a vertical. So are they planning to create a targeted campaign against you and stuff like that? So it is far more important for an organization which is digitally connected to internet to analyze what's happening outside. Now there is no perimeter to enterprise boundary, right? So you have all mobile devices, IoTs, and your attack surface. I mean, I would say there is no limit to your
You,
attack surface. So
you've
it
opened
is very
multiple
important.
gates actually.
Yes, yes. Earlier, people used to think about having a firewall and then they are protected. Now, that's not the reality.
Correct.
You need to understand the TTPs, tool, technique, and procedure with these hackers uses to even target your customers, your users, right? Very
Hmm.
sophisticated tools. Nowadays, they are using AI-enabled modules to even target your customers. So, I mean, you are actually fighting against very sophisticated targeted campaigns.
You're basically fighting against the unknown. That's the biggest thing, right? Because
Yes.
if you know who's attacking you in a normal scenario, we know that these are the kind of attacks, these are the kind of, but probably in this dark web kind of a scenario, you're completely fighting against the unknown. And I think in
Yes.
that case, you need a lot of intelligence out there. So I think foresight addresses a bit of this story, right? What you said, how
Yes.
exactly
Yes.
organization looks from outside, probably how an hacker is looking at your organization from outside. Can you just tell something about how exactly
So
foresight does this?
right. So what we have seen, right? So if I want to analyze an organization, I can't analyze organization in single dimensional plane,
Hmm.
as in how organization looks from inside or how organization looks from outside. So what we did, we combine all the three views of an enterprise. One is how organization looks from inside, what is the cybersecurity posture. Second is how organization looks like from outside, from hacker's third eye, right? I would say a
Absolutely.
hacker's third eye, what hacker sees you about your organization. And then the third is which is a outside out view, what we call, as in what these hackers or adversaries or threat actors talking about you as a organization or as a vertical. So we combine all these three artifacts together, and then we basically use a AI enabled engine which basically consolidate everything, and then uh, it gives a couple of information, right? One is it gives a 360-degree view about organization. Then it also give you what is your confidence score, right? So if your confidence score is not great, I mean, you are not doing something good, right? And while you're talking to your board of directors and your senior management, if you have that visibility, you can go with confidence saying, oh, we have 100 controls in place. We are monitoring the dark web, threat intelligence, what threat actors are talking about. We know what employees are doing within the enterprise boundary, and this is my confidence score. With that backing, you
Lovely.
are more vigilant, and within the organization you will have more confidence as well.
And I think even it is a very dynamic world right now. Like if you talk about the VAPTs of the world, what we do every 6 months or every 3 months. I think in one of our previous discussions that what we were discussing, that VAPT is something that you do every 6 months. But what happens in the next 6 months is completely changed. So you cannot just get a certificate from somebody saying that okay, I'm completely protected. I've covered all the mitigated all the gaps, and then I'm sleeping securely. I think that's not the scenario anymore, because things are so
Right.
dynamic, things are changing so evolving so fast that even your threat protection mechanism also needs to evolve continuously with the way that threats are evolving out here, right? So
Absolutely.
fantastic, Mohit. Thanks a lot. I think it was a very quick and a crisp one. I mean, we didn't want to make this first session a long one. We just want to give a teaser to our audience, letting them know what exactly this whole dark web scene is all about, what Foresight is doing around it. And I'm sure in future we'll have something elaborate. We'll try to see if there is a need to have one-on-one conversation with our
I would be more than
with our
happy.
correct. So with our customers, and then we take things forward from there. So thanks a lot, Mohit. Thank you, and stay safe,
Thank you. Thank you.
stay good, and all the best.